Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another DC3 Pro training video. Today, we're going to show you how to create a ProPresenter stage display. So, if you don't know what a stage display is, it's the screen that the vocalist, that the speaker will see. It shows all kinds of things it can show. So, if you look right here, you can see here's the stage display, right? So, it shows our the clock. It shows where our video countdown, it shows our pre-service countdown, and also it would have the timer, Planning Center Live timer, which I will show you how to use that. If you looked at a previous video, I kind of talked a little bit about Planning Center Live, but it also has that timer for our speakers and for the song, the musicians to see where we're at in the time. So a really handy tool. But yeah, we're going to show you how to develop those real quick, starting right now. So first thing you'll want to have to do is come to these little tabs here. If you remember our navigation, we have to find our stage display tab, which is this one right here. So you see, here's our current stage display. Now, like if I was designing a lower third or a theme, I would come over to this little button here. I would go to Edit Layouts, little two arrows. Now you can see here's our layout for our current I can't think of the word, stage display. Couldn't think of the word there for a second. So if you'll notice, you can see some text here. It says the text is the current slide. So this is what the singers will see. The current slide will pop up. So for example, if we're doing Living Hope, for example. So if you look and I press the Living Hope slide, or I press the intro slide, you'll notice that there's nothing here because the text is blank, right? So in that little box where it says the current slide, that's blank because there's no text. Now when I go to the next slide says How Great the Chasm, which is the start of the lyric. Obviously you can't fit them all because the lyrics are quite large, or the size of them are quite large, so you can't. They won't all fit, but at least they'll know what the first lyrics are coming. So then when I go to the next slide, it shows all the lyrics, How Great the Chasm Lay Between Us, and then it'll start showing the next ones after. And as I move through the slides, you'll notice that they change, right? So it shows each thing in between for the current slide and the next slide. So we're going to go back into the edit layouts. So like I said, current slide, text, next slide, text. Then we've got the system clock, which is the time, which would be 11:26. We got the video countdown. So these are the videos that play. So that's what that countdown is. That shows how much time is left on a video for the people. And then you also have our pre-service countdown, which is the timer on the slide. So that's the 15-minute timer that runs before service. That's what that countdown is. Now you notice, just like a slide, it's full of layers, right? So obviously I have, it doesn't matter too much. This is the text layer. So that's this text layer here. This is the video countdown layer, so I can make that seen or unseen. This is the Planning Center Live. This is the current slide. Next slide, text, clock, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to want to do is to edit. I actually want to make some revisions to our thing here. So I want to work on, so like let's say for example we need I don't know, a different kind of countdown. So what I would do is I would come over to this little button up here. I can go to I can import a current slide, which would be a text, a preview image, or notes. I can do a next slide. I can add a next slide layer, which is text, a preview image, or notes. I can add a screen preview so they can see the iMac or the stage display on the screen. I can even put in chord charts. I can put in stage messages. I can put in Planning Center Live. I can put in timer. There's the timer. So like this is the pre-service countdown, system clock, video countdowns, audio countdowns. I can add groups. I can add labels, capture status, shape. I mean, I can add all kinds of cool things. First, what I'll show you, because we need to link Planning Center Live to make sure that's working. So I'm going to delete this and show you how to add it in. So what we're going to do to add Planning Center Live is we're going to come here, go to Planning Center Live. That'll link it. Then we'll come over here. We'll kind of fill it in the stage display. And then we'll click and drag and make that pretty big. And then, so the theme should be dark, full-length item, Planning Center Live fill, right. So now what we need to do is when we come to the show, what should happen is we should see Planning Center Live. When we come up to the screen, if you remember how to do this, in my previous video, we need to go to View, Planning Center. No plan has been selected. We need to go to Punta Gorda Campus. We're going to go to this week's TC3 Creative Arts, Worship Encounter Palm Sunday, and it should pop up, and there we go. And now you've got your Planning Center popped up there. So in 6 days, obviously it'll be running, and you've got your timer there, ready, set, go. Now what we're going to do is we are going to design a separate, I'll show you how to make one from scratch now. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to a new one. We're going to go to a blank layout. Okay, so what you can actually do is you can switch the slides, which is really cool. One thing about stage displays that we'll probably implement is switching the slides. So, for example, we'll have one stage display specific for worship, and we'll have one specific for message. So when we need to go in between videos, what we'll need to do is come to the little button here and press blank layout, right? So, or whatever message, we'll call it message and we'll call it worship layouts. Now we can actually design, these are macros, which we can actually design macros to change, like, so I can change the stage display here. I can do a couple things, which is pretty cool, but I won't get too much into that now. I'll just kind of show you how to design a stage display from scratch. So we're going to go to Edit Layouts. We're going to go to the blank layout. This is the IMAX screen. We don't need that. So that's a fill. We'll delete this. We'll go ahead and we'll make this, for example, we'll make this for the speaker, right? So we'll say this is the message. So what do they need? Right? So typically they really just need Planning Center Live. So what we're going to do is we're going to make Planning Center Live pretty big. Right? We'll make it about mid-screen. Kind of like here, see? And then we can kind of see how that looks as well. If I press show. Okay, sorry, that doesn't do it. But if I go back to the show here, it should save it automatically. So now you see, right, this pops up. So we can see, wow, that's really big. So that would be pretty good for the speaker. But if the speaker wants a certain slide, what we can do, excuse me, is we can put I'm going to put this about center height again. Yep, and then we're going to do we'll add the clock. So we'll go to System Clock. We will make it pretty, we'll kind of fit in the corner. We don't want it to be too distracting. We'll stick Planning Center Live up here. We'll put it at the top. We'll put the planning clock, System Clock down here. So we'll shrink it. Put it kind of in the corner. And then what we'll want to do with the System Clock, come over to the text, because you can actually change the way the text looks for the System Clock. And we'll scale it. We want to do it, let's do container up or down. No, that's not what we want. None. We'll go ahead. We need to scale to fit. So we need to go to option. It should be capitals, all caps. That's fine. We need the system date, time. Yep, PM. Link text, date. We don't need the date. We don't want a 24-hour. Save format. We want the text color's fine. And we want to do, let's make it 70. Let's make it about 100. See how that works. 100, then we'll do, that should be pretty good there. And then we'll go to show. We'll look at it on the thing. 6 days. Okay, you see it's 11:30. We can even look at making it maybe a little bit, well, I think it's a good size. So you got the screen, system clock. Making sure it's on the screen. Drag about 120. Make it a little bit bigger for him. There we go. And so it kind of depends on what we'll name this the message stage display. And then you can kind of notice that each stage display will kind of be unique to however we need to design it, right? So let's say we need to add something in. So for example, we actually can have a stage display for the musicians if we wanted to. So I now have enough cabling thanks to our new box, Fancy Andy's device, that I can add a second stage display for the musicians. We can create a stage display specifically for the musicians to where it has chord charts, which is really cool. So there's a lot of different things you can do with that. But there's just a couple. That's just a couple designs. And like I said, check out my Planning Center troubleshooting video if you haven't, to make sure that it's working. And I'll shoot a Planning Center Live troubleshooting video as well here in just a second. But yeah, that's kind of how you design stage displays. Just kind of play around with it, and you can have fun with it. And it's really just up to discretion of how you want to design it, honestly. So, but all right, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on videos you want to see and videos I can create to help us make the best team possible and to get us going and get us in a good place. So thank you guys so much. Love you all. Have a great rest of your day.